Bigfoot's Family is a sequel to the Son of Bigfoot. It's about Bigfoot and his family trying to save the environment. It's basically the same thing as the first one, but they hate oil now. It starts off with a wolf chasing a rabbit, and he traps the rabbit, but then there's an explosion, so the little guy takes his chance and runs off. Then Adam quickly goes over all his powers, and I guess they're not even trying to hide them anymore, because there's no one else in the world that would want to go after them. And I guess all the animals are just allowed to live there still. Seriously, how are they getting away with this in a 2-bedroom house in the middle of the city?
My mom can't talk to animals.
Well, at least that's clarified. And I guess Bigfoot is famous and doing morning shows and is the guest for this lady who looks like a nightmare.
I was a research scientist studying genetic sequencing when one of my experiments went wrong. My DNA mutated and turned me into Bigfoot.
Hold on. In the first movie, he was born this way and had powers since he was a kid, but now it's a mutation? So how does that mean that Adam has these powers also? Especially because this research is being done after Adam was born. Do they know how hereditary traits work? Anyway, I guess Bigfoot is some huge celebrity now and everyone's annoying about it. Remember the car they had in the first movie? Yeah, me neither, but they have a minivan now. Just keep that in mind for later. But why do they have this?
We had to plus size our ride when we added a grizzly bear to the family.
Where are they going that they need a bear to come along? And Bigfoot meets this agent for the first time at the morning show, and yet he has already made cardboard cutout promotions, clothing merchandise, and a virtual reality video game in about 12 hours. But Bigfoot says no to all of it, because he wants to use his fame for something more meaningful. He then gets a letter from some couple in Alaska about how an oil company, Extract, got a government contract to extract oil in some area there, and want his help to stop them. And he decides sure, why not, and Adam gets mad about it, but he just goes anyway. So after some useless documenting and an annoying moose that just keeps coming back for some reason. And he only ever says one thing.
Get off my land!
But Bigfoot finally finds the couple and Arlo, and why are these two dressed in bear pajamas? No wonder no one's taking them seriously. I wouldn't take people dressed like this seriously either. To spread awareness, Bigfoot makes some video encouraging people to come to Alaska and protest with them, and it only gets 14 views. I thought he was supposed to be some big celebrity by now. Celebrities can make a video of them just eating a sandwich and it would get like 1 million views. So to help out, Adam makes his video look like crap and it somehow gets over 2 million views overnight. Then Bigfoot wakes up the next morning to find people from all across the country there to help protest. The next morning. These people have no idea how much time things take, do they? Let's just ignore the fact that people saw these two dressed in bear pajamas and still took them seriously. But how do you think these people got here? Then Adam and Shelley see a news story with Extract CEO talking about some zero impact oil thing. It doesn't matter, do you see where this is going? But that night, Bigfoot tries to listen to what Extract is really doing, but now his powers have limitations, so he can't hear them. So he sneaks into the fracking site. Well, the next day, all his videos are somehow deleted and he's gone missing. So Adam and Shelley decide they are going to go rescue him. But since they want to take Wilbur and Trapper for some reason, they're going to drive this huge van over 1,000 miles instead of flying to go save him. First off, this is completely contradictory to this movie's message. Also, his dad is missing, and they are going to waste, 3 days driving instead of flying because they want to bring a bear and a raccoon. Screw it, sure. Do these producers even care? I mean, they couldn't even animate the proper screen on this phone. And what is with this sudden change in animation and then immediate change back? Hey, did you know that Canadians are really nice and Americans are a bunch of jerks? Anyway, they're almost there, but then the van gets stuck in the mud.
We're 1,000 miles from the nearest tow truck.
You have a bear! Why can't he just push the van out of the mud? But Arlo's randomly in this ghost town and finds them, and he tells them that all the protesters left since Bigfoot's missing. Why did everyone else leave? But Shelley decides to go with them to look for Bigfoot, while the rest wait in the van because it's stuck in the mud. Then some Extract goons show up, trank Trapper and Wilbur, and Adam gets hurt, but there's not enough time to heal because apparently this takes time now, but he gets away anyway. He then meets the wolf from earlier, who starts preaching about the ground being poisoned, and then he decides to show Adam where his dad might be. And after the wolf tries eating this rabbit again, they get to the oil site. And then there's an explosion and oil just starts spewing out of the ground. And Adam sneaks into the site, and Connor starts talking about how easy it is to lie to the government about clean oil extraction, while dressing up like a stereotypical southerner. Have these people never heard of the Environmental Protection Agency? The government group solely made to protect the environment and oversees environmental regulations for oil sites? Good God. And apparently fracking is done with a bomb that explodes and forces oil to the surface, flooding the entire area, which is not how fracking works, because fracking is using a combination of water, sand, and chemicals under high pressure to expand the ground so that oil can be extracted from it, not forcing it to the surface. I didn't know any of this before, and I only did about 5 seconds of research to figure it out. Look, I don't care if you want to have an environmental message in your kids' movie, but don't just make stuff up about it. Anyway, after getting evidence, Adam leaves but is stopped by Arlo. And since he's too dumb to realize Arlo is working for Extract, he gets captured.
You hippies are so trusting.
Why is everyone referring to the protesters as hippies now? What is happening? Oh, whatever. Anyway, once Wilbur and Trapper wake up, now they decide that Wilbur can push the damn van out, and the stupid moose comes back and chases them away, and they crash the van. And Arlo brings Adam to Connor, and he starts monologuing about how being an oil man means you don't care about the environment and that he's fine with destroying the ecosystem to get oil. Again, he has a government contract, and the EPA would not allow any of this. He then pushes Adam down a mine shaft, and Arlo pushes a minecart down it. Oh my god. Even Connor's like, what the hell, man? Anyway, he finds his parents. Just a quick side note, why did they strip Bigfoot's vest off him? He had it when he was captured. But Extract then lowers their fracking bomb, and why is this huge stop button on this thing? Then there's a scene of these three going through the tunnels while drones chase them, and since Connor is as sick of this crap as I am, he moves the detonation from 24 hours to 10 minutes, but I don't know why it was so long to begin with. And they start evacuations. Quick question, how are they planning on getting away with any of this? Then Bigfoot destroys the drones and causes more damage than Extract ever has, and they get out of the mine. And now it's time for Adam to stop the bomb. Oh, that's why it had that stupid stop button. Ready for some more stupid crap?
Oh, what now?
Got another bomb!
Yep. They're gonna use a fracking bomb to detonate it. So freaking Riz here hits them with the van, and the bomb flies in the exact path into the fracking hole, but Bigfoot stops it and then throws it into the air. And conveniently, in comes the news and cops.
You're going to jail.
What is he going to jail for? He has a government contract, so everything he did was government approved. Well, at least they didn't do something stupid like make this wolf a vegetarian now. There, movie, I gave you a compliment.
Point is, I saved the day. Fine, Wilbur helped too, and Adam, I guess. But it was mostly me.
I thought she couldn't understand the animals. How did she know to do this? I really hate this movie. It's somehow worse than the first one with its ridiculous events and just misinformation about how oil extraction is done and pretends like there's no environmental regulations at all. Like I said, I don't care that it has an environmental message. Protecting the environment is important and needs awareness, but don't just make stuff up to get your message across. I only needed to do about 5 seconds of research to figure out how fracking is really done and the regulations behind it. The voice acting in this one is terrible. Mainly because none of the main actors from the first movie came back, which kind of makes me wonder what the point of making this is. I mean, Adam sounds like a 30-year-old woman, probably because he's voiced by one. Bigfoot has a flat voice that sounds like a robot half the time, and Shelly is okay until she tries to sound worried or scared, and then it just sounds ridiculous. Wilbur and Trapper's new voice actors at least kind of sound like the originals. The animation is a bit worse than the first movie. You can definitely tell it had less of a budget than the first one. And this is especially apparent with Wilbur's character design and when the characters are wet, but overall it's not terrible. At least they only played that annoying song from the first movie once in the beginning, and the music is a little bit better than the first movies. If nothing else, at least I learned a little bit about fracking, not from this movie though. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuff, and thanks for watching.